and we're solving for x in both, and so we are solving each separately. So if we have x plus 4, how can we solve that one? Go ahead, Mitten.
So you got to subtract 4 on both sides to get x by itself.
Subtract 4 on both sides, and that gives you x is greater than -4. Okay, go ahead. Oh, I don't want to graph that. All right, how would the graph look of that, as I cheated? How's the graph look of that?
And the arrow goes to your right. You have the circle or whatever.
Is it open or closed circle?
It's a closed circle, no open circle.
Which is it?
It's an open circle.
Why is it open?
Because it's negative, right?
No, why is it an open circle?
Because it's not equal to.
It's not equal to.
All right.
Okay, so you're going to have an open circle, and what's the open circle going to be at?
At -4.
At -4, and it's going to go in this direction. Okay, now let me ask you something else. If you were writing just this, what you have so far, how would you write that in then interval notation?
We'll write infinity on the open side, comma, -4 with a parenthesis.
No, because you can't do parentheses. Can you with a negative number? Oh, that's not it.
That's not it.
Oh, okay.
You did it backwards.
I did it backwards? Oh yeah, because it's going to the right. So I'll put parentheses, -4, comma, infinity.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So when can't you put a parentheses? And you have to put a bracket.
When it's a
bracket
closed,
is if it's
closed.
a bracket or closed-in circles if there is the equal sign. Okay, so this is the graph of the first one, and it's not here, but there's also the interval notation. Okay, now look, we're going to do the other problem. So you do the other problem. How do we solve that one? What did you tell me I should do? Go ahead.
To get the variable by itself, I divided both sides by 4. So you divide 4 by 4, you get 1. So that's x by itself. And divide 0 by 4 is going to be 0 because
Okay, and then what's the graph look like?
There is no graph.
Yeah, there is a graph. What's the graph going to look like?
It's going to be 0 going to the right.
Okay, the graph is going to the right. Now, is it going to be an open or closed circle?
Open.
Why is it open?
Because it's not equal to.
It's not equal to. So we have a graph. Now, what kind of problem is this from the beginning? What kind of problem did they say it was?
Compound.
Compound, but what kind of compound?
Inequality.
Now, we're doing inequalities. What kind of compound inequality? There are only two types.
Intersection?
Intersection.
Okay.
There are two types. One is intersection, and we'll hit the other one. How do we know it's intersection again?
Because it has and.
Because it has and. Intersection says, where do these two graphs, or where do these two solutions overlap? So the question is, where do the graphs overlap? Where do the graphs overlap?
At 0.
Greater than 0.
Greater than 0. Because at 0, is that the only place they overlap? Go on. So at the point where they go on, so the graph of this then is 0. So the overlap is really this, okay? So the overlap just happens to be this graph. Okay, make sense? Any questions on that? It's not meant to be complicated, and that doesn't mean it isn't.
How do you connect them?
Oh, you're not connecting them because you want to know what the overlap is. The overlap will just be this.
Okay.